Park 6. Yep. I think this is time.
Everybody knows that the place to find a place is a planning.
There we go.
The upcoming scene might actually be the most painful moment of the whole movie. The crushing scene might have been the most horrible outright.
Yeah.
But this scene captures a very specific kind of pain. The pain of having to leave someone you love. By this point, Ralph and Vanellope's friendship is repaired and stronger than ever. Both of them have forgiven each other and realized their mistakes. And Vanellope just finished racing around the entire track. It should be over by now. They should have won. It's not fair. With a weary expression, Ralph runs from the apocalypse with Vanellope atop his shoulder. He wants this to work more than anything. Vanellope tells him it's pointless in trying, but Ralph insists that it's worth a shot, because what choice does he have left? Even now, you can already see his fleeting sense of promise. It's already beginning to hurt him. Regardless, Ralph is determined, running full speed towards the entrance, even as he sees the electric wall start to close around her.
Ralph, I told you I can't leave the game.
The Candy citizens and other racers slip right past, not even thinking of helping her. It seems everyone's for themselves.
Yeah.
It's made abundantly clear that Ralph is the only one here who actually knows her, and by extension, the only one that cares about her. Now mortified that his anxieties have been fully realized, Ralph is thrown into denial. He only stops trying because it's hurting her. Regardless of how misguided he was, this is the one thing that Ralph did everything in his power to prevent. But even after coming back and trying to fix his mistakes, in the end, it simply wasn't enough. Ralph finally kneels down, utterly defeated. He looks down at Vanellope, knowing full well that this is the last time he'll ever see her. Vanellope sees this, places one tiny hand on his, and consoles him.
It's okay, Ralph. Just go.
No.
Go without me.
Her tiny little hands.
It's here that Vanellope has
God.
fully accepted what's going to happen to her because she's already proven herself. Even if she didn't cross that finish line, she was finally able to live out her dreams on the racetrack, as short as they might have been. Something she couldn't have ever imagined without him. And so, Vanellope can die happy now, knowing that Ralph was her friend. And that's fucking brutal. The brevity of the scene makes it harder to dwell on the pure devastation of it, but if Vanellope and Ralph had one final embrace, one final goodbye, it would have had us crying waterfalls. The mere concept of Ralph having to live after this with this weight on his shoulders is unthinkable. But in every moment of despair, there's always a glimmer of hope.
Without a beacon, there's no way to stop these monsters.
Roll.
Beacon.
At first, Ralph wanted to be a hero so much that he forgot what being a hero actually meant. But now, it's never been more clear. Vanellope made Ralph realize his true value as a person. She loved Ralph for who he was, not for who he wanted to be. And thanks to her, he's finally learned to accept himself, embracing his brute strength to its fullest capacity. Not for breaking the same building over and over, or for pursuing any self-centered purposes, but instead by using his strength for the sake of others. In contrast to Hero's duty... In contrast to Hero's duty, Ralph really is this game's last hope, and only now is he committing a true act of heroism. Except this time, he doesn't need to be rewarded with a medal. He already has the only one that matters.
Could you stop using that sound
No,
effect?
it's a good sound effect, and it's funny.
Okay.
And even though
Yeah,
Ralph
shut
is
up.
confident when he calls out, "I'll meet you
I
at
know
the
it's
finish
she-
line,"
I know they're-
he is still
I know this is the same
entirely
person,
aware
but
of
still.
the deadly
Shut
risk
up.
he is imposing upon himself. And yet, he doesn't hold back. It's no longer just to prove himself. It's to make sure that everything he and Vanellope worked for together will finally come to fruition. Because they haven't come this far chasing her dreams for nothing.
Oh yeah, I
And
was
then it-
wondering why I was searching. Well, it don't usually matter now. Oh yeah, it was because my mom was fixing the lamp. So yeah, that's kind of why.
Hits him.
Oh,
Hey, so you remember that Cybug that ate King Candy a few minutes ago?
yeah.
It turns out he's kind of been reincarnated into a giant bloodthirsty killing machine. In other news,
Yeah, he got merged with the cyborg that he got eaten and got turned into a hybrid. Yeah, we're cooked.
pleased to announce that by this point in the video, we have surpassed the runtime of the movie itself.
Dang.
And I think that calls for a celebration. Pac-Man will be there, this clown will be there, Skrillex is DJing, oh my god. But where were we? Again, where the fuck do you even begin talking about something like this? Okay, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. He's kinda hot. If I'm being honest, I don't see enough love for this part.
Bro, why you... Oh my god. Oh, I didn't realize that I put a comment. Oh yeah, I forgot. I put a comment saying when I first watched this movie, I thought that was Miranda Sings because it almost looks like her. With the emoji of the... That's until I realized that is not Miranda Sings. It's just a random person. It almost look like her. Yeah. It's actually true. You could go. Yes, actually true. Go look at the comments and you'll see my name right there. If you don't know, this Reagan Kurtman 4602. Yeah, that's my YouTube name.
Part of the movie. It might just be me, but I feel like everyone always jumps to talk about Ralph's sacrifice. And don't get me wrong, it is hard to beat that scene. So regarding the scene that comes right before it, it's kind of put up against an unfair fight. Which is absolutely insane considering the villain transforms into a 20-foot-tall bug monster. Cybug King Candy is an absolutely unhinged final addition to this movie. Like, there are less than 10 minutes left, but the creators were thinking,
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that every child and adult watching this movie would have nightmares for the next 3 weeks. You know,
And
just
yeah,
to sit
one
in
of
your
them
bed for a
did.
little longer.
One of the
the
kids
actual
did.
reason was because Turbo on his own simply wasn't intimidating enough for a final confrontation. So having a dramatic transformation worked
Yep, like
perfectly,
Maleficent, my
not only
girl,
because it
Ursula,
harkens back to those
Queen,
classic Disney villains from times
Jafar.
past, but also because it's
Okay, I need
one
to stop.
final tribute to this movie's adoration for video games. Like, seriously, name a more iconic opener than this.
Welcome to the boss level.
But the shot where he unveils himself is especially outstanding because it obscures information about what the fuck he's turned into until we get the full picture. Which is only after he uncurls a surprising number of limbs from behind him, which, I'll be honest, need to be confiscated from him immediately. Ever since the reveal, King Candy has undergone a drastic change in personality. No longer is he a quiet and manipulative type, as his hints of cruelty and self-obsession have now bubbled to the surface past his disguise, overflowing with the very same violent impulses he had those many years ago. But now, he finds himself in a new form. A form that grants him more power than he ever could have imagined. Thanks to that unlucky Cybug, he now has a new and vicious outward appearance. And in this body, his virus-like nature has never been more apparent. I've always found it interesting that when Candy speaks to Ralph, he isn't horrified of what he's become. He instead acts like this is the greatest thing to have ever happened to him. After all, this is what he's always been like on the inside. Why wouldn't he be euphoric?
Yeah.
And honestly,
Why
he's
wouldn't
sort of
he not
transcoded
be
for that,
happy?
but I don't have time to get into that right now.
No, don't say something insulting to transgenders. If you're transgenders, please don't be offended by it. Please don't be offended.
And honestly, he's sort of transcoded for that, but
Yeah.
I don't have time to get into that right now. And if you
Yeah.
get mad at me this far in the video of mentioning trans people, then I don't know what to tell you other than please go outside. If you think about it,
Please
Sugar
go
Rush
outside.
isn't the only racing game. He could have easily taken over another one. But that's the thing. It was never about racing. It was about power.
Yeah. And he said he will take over. And when he said he'll abandon his game and try to take over the new one, by meaning he try to take over new ones like Sugar Rush. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
And as it turns out, finding himself in a form like this is more power than he ever had just usurping a throne. He doesn't even have to hide anything anymore to maintain it, so why not just be honest about his intentions for the first time in his life and really spell it out? I'm gonna take over the arcade, and I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I don't care about anything else. I don't give a shit about anything. Next, I want to take a
She
closer
must
look
have
at his
got that from
design.
that video.
But before we explore the
I wonder
horrific
where that video
implications
came
of him
from
taking
that
this
she
body for
said.
himself, let's take a little detour and explore a few concepts of what could have been. But it's nothing to worry about. Like, it can't be any worse than it already is, right?
Oh no, and I just searched it up, and I just searched it up on my 5th video. If you didn't watch it, go watch the first, and then go all the way to, oh my god.
So it got worse.
Yeah,
The following
look
pieces of
at
concept
that.
art were made by Scott.
Like, look. Bro. Like, these creators know what they were doing. They know what they were doing, and yet they don't even want to I don't know which side. I think this side. Is that right?
So it got worse. The following
Yep.
pieces of concept art were made by
We're
Scott
cooked.
Watanabe, and they were uploaded to his now defunct blog back in 2014. Okay, so maybe I'm just salty after
I
working
just
on this
don't
for 8
like the
months
fact
and
that
expecting there to be at
that
least more
his
than
whole
1.5
bias
pages
in
of
the-
insight on the guy I'm
brain
making a
of the
video
site,
about.
but
I honestly
I
can't imagine why they wouldn't include these in the art book, given how complex and interesting his final design actually is. Maybe the publishers just thought he was too scary or
See,
not.
no, see, I would be. As much as I wish that I would have had the book, made me realize saying, yeah, I rather not, because if I was, imagine I start analyzing a character by using a book, look at all the way to a video like her did, like she did, bro. It would be, that would have been all, oh my goodness.
Marketable enough? I genuinely don't have a goddamn clue, but I do know one thing, and that is I will not stand for this erasure any longer. Okay, calm down. It's just a silly little movie about video games. It's nothing to get worked up over.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing
Okay,
these rejected
calm down.
designs have in common is that they're both turbo-centric, meaning somewhere along the way, the filmmakers decided to switch to King Candy as the focus, and that honestly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because we already know that he's been disguising himself as King Kenny for his whole life. right after the movie even starts. So yeah, that makes sense.
As cool as it would have been for Turbo to finally embrace himself in a grandiose way like this,
But nah.
King Candy is the one the audience is actually familiar with.
Yeah,
And
so
when
that's why his always. So yeah, that's why it's always just King Candy. That's why mostly just King Candy instead of Turbo, because the longer you pretend to be the one that you disguise as, the more then more you stay like this. The more you will stay like this, the more the better than your original self was. Yeah.
point, he's been assuming that character longer than his original self, so it only makes sense for his ultimate form to reflect that. But for a moment, I want to dive back into the Cybug symbolism, as it becomes 100 times more horrifying after considering a few things. Cybugs themselves are already a virus, an embodiment of chaos, but even viruses can get infected. Behold, whatever the fuck this is yet another concept of Turbo's Cybug form. And in this godforsaken illustration, he is not only startlingly bald, but depicted bursting out of a Cybug's brain as it's still alive. So that's metal as fuck, but also really unfortunate for the Cybug. We can see thick tubes originating from the insect's thorax connecting to his back. He now has a modified robotic eye and has adorned himself with one of its claws. He sits up proudly as a pilot to this unwilling mind, and yet he's restrained to it. And the more I look at it, the more it reminds me of Calamity Ganon crossed with that zombie ant fungus thing that happens in real life. Turbo is the fungus. But Turbo here is simply doing what he does best. Hijacking the life of another living being in order to heartlessly exploit whatever it has to offer. So that's nice. Although some of this overt symbolism was lost in his final design, even now we can still see how the Cybug's body was hijacked from the inside. Where its face would have normally been is now a hollowed out husk, replaced with the parasite's own twisted visage. On second look, I fucking hate that his neck is retractable. He's like a little worm living in there. Ew, get him out! I'm not done talking about him, though.
The Millers love the sweet sound of earning and saving money on
No matter how
with
gross
zero
he
selling
is,
fees
you
and free shipping.
got to have to talk
Let's
about his
see,
design.
for the entire film, we've gotten a pretty solid sense of scale for our buddy Ralph. He's got a pretty hulking stature and is rarely ever eye level with anyone. Furthermore, near the beginning of the movie, he can barely fit anywhere, which is a clever metaphor to communicate how he feels boxed in and unwelcome
Yeah, he
in
can
his
get
own
pushed
game.
by
Like he
King
said,
Candy
I'm 9 feet tall.
himself,
I weigh 643 pounds.
and yet
But
he
it's not
got.
like any of that matters to a giant six-legged hunk of metal in Nightmares, who whacks around a full-grown man like he's nothing but a sopping wet Wedkins. I also want to mention the obvious.
What did you just say?
Grown man like he's nothing but a sopping wet Wedkins.
Girl, what are you talking about?
Nightmares.
Hey, where do you find that?
Nothing but a sopping wet.
And where did you even find that? From S.com? I used to have this. What? Where'd you find that?
Wedkins. I also want to mention the obvious. This is a pretty dark scene for a kids movie. I say kids movie in quotes because it's an animated family movie. It's for everyone. Disney often steers away from saying, quote, kill and die, so it always hits a lot harder when they do. I especially like their use of it here, where it really complements Candy's sudden, drunken with power and zero fucks given attitude. Additionally, it reminds me of this moment in the sequel that shall not be named, a moment that, in my opinion, completely falls flat.
Why does it go on for this long?
I can't exactly make an educated argument here because I refuse to ever watch this movie in full, but it feels like a completely forced dark atmosphere. Now compare that to a scene where it happens a lot more naturally.
I should thank you. But it'd be more fun to kill you. Let's watch her die together,
Dang.
shall we?
Clearly, the original is the winner here, and it would also
Yeah.
win in literally every other category. This scene truly captures the peak of King Candy's cruelty, as he can get away with whatever he wants with nothing to stop him. This includes heartlessly toying with Ralph's emotions by not only preventing him from saving Vanellope, but also carrying him hundreds of feet in the air against his will and forcing him to watch her get devoured by giant bugs. I know I've been jokingly saying there's no way he can get any worse, but he's finally done it. Rated PG for What the Fuck, Stop. We interrupt the end of this section to introduce something.
Oh yeah, I watched it. After that, oh yeah, I watched it. And it was, oh my god, that's even more. I was kind of figured that this is supposed to be. Yeah, I kind of figured that was supposed to be. They supposed to make it like this. They decided to make King Candy look like this, like a cyborg. But no, they decided to make. No, they scrapped that.
Apparently, a fucking storyboard just dropped! What is that? As I just mentioned, the last time this happened was in 2014. And this just
Oh
released
yeah.
on August 10th. So
August
of course we
10th.
have to talk about
Then that mean, then that would mean. And when this movie came out, and when this freaking movie came out, right now, 2012, August 20. Wait, no, officially releasing. It's fucking. Forget what I said. Forget what I said. Forget what I just said. Anyway, November 2002, 2012. Oh my god.
just released on August 10th. So of course, and the last time this happened was in 2014.
So what? Huh? No. No. November 1? I don't know. August 1, and then now this whole movie got released in November 2. What is?
Brady, you want something from McDonald's?
Yeah,
What?
nuggets and fries.
And this just released on August 10th. So of course I have to talk about this in its entirety. The conclusion of the movie can wait. And yes, it does get worse. Again. This iteration of the battle bears quite a bit of resemblance to what we see in the final film, which is the entire purpose of a storyboard. But it's also much more intense. Like, Ralph doesn't just throw him here. He grabs him by the tail and slams him to the ground.
Dang.
Here, he grabs him by the tail and slams him to the ground. Also, this Things opener simply being,
Hello, Ralph.
is absolutely chilling. Like, since when did he become HAL 9000? Either way, he does in fact end up saying, "Are you ready for the boss battle?" afterwards, so it's not too far off. Anyways, let's talk about this crazy Terminator-looking design, because it's
That kinda
nothing
does
like
look like a
we've seen
Terminator.
before. And quite frankly, metal as fuck. It doesn't even resemble King Candy or Turbo for that matter. And if you wanted more of that skull motif, well, here it is.
It looks almost exactly like the actual Cyborg. But King Candy, bro. Oh my god. See the jaws, the wings, and... What?
In all of its horrible glory. The cyborgs already resembled skulls to an extent, but
That
here
explains it.
it is abundantly clear that everything about this thing is an embodiment
McDonald's.
of death. It doesn't smile, it doesn't laugh, it doesn't visibly delight in tormenting Ralph. It only has one goal, and that
Kill.
is to kill. If you thought Let's Watch Her Die Together was dark, this Cyborg King Candy straight up grabs Ralph by the shirt and says,
She's dead, Ralph. You both are. And now I'll be the most powerful virus in the arcade.
and then he tries to stab him in the face, and Ralph is forced to struggle and push his claws away, all while still turning to look down at Vanellope, facing her certain doom. Rated PG for, dude, what the fuck were you even thinking? Oh my god, this is brutal.
Oh my god.
At this point, Ralph seems to be overwhelmed with pain and anger. But in a moment of strength, he forces himself to turn to the only option that's left. And that is to sacrifice himself.
Oh my
At Great Wolf
god.
Lodge, there's excitement in every slide, adventures waiting to begin, and dance parties every night. So bring your pack together and
My mom used to suggest I should go to
book your
the
stay
Great
today and
Wolf
strengthen the pack.
lunch a couple of years ago. But we didn't get the chance to go there. So yeah.
In the final film, it's slightly different. Ralph is overwhelmed with pain, but it gives way to resolve and hope. He still has one final option, one final chance to prove himself. And this time, he won't let it slip from his grasp. See what I did there?
So I did there.
In the first half of Ralph's speech, you can
I'm
see
bad.
the fear in his
That's
eyes.
good. I'll
You
never
can
be
see
good,
that
and that's
he's
not
afraid of
bad.
dying.
There's no one I'd
But once
rather
he
be
looks down at Vanellope's medal,
than me.
he suddenly
Bro.
becomes so confident in his self-sacrifice.
Like a superhero.
Because after
it's
30
like
years of feeling lost, he's finally learned what it
a little
means to accept
superhero is
himself.
use a super punch.
And now he's
on him.
ready to die a hero.
That's kind of
The meaning of art comes
sad,
from the
bro.
stories we tell through
the
it and the
sound
love
of it,
we pour into
like
it.
soundtracks on
It would
this.
be a crime
Oh my
not to
god.
mention the specific excerpt by Minor Jose Gaitan, the artist who animated this scene.
Oh yeah.
Quote, Glenn Keane would say that pouring heart into your animation is something...
Oh
you
yeah,
can't-
he's also the one that was. Oh yeah, he was also the one that he supplains when Tarzan touches Jane's hand. That remind him of him being with his daughter for some other reason, which that's kind of emotional.
teach. He explained when Tarzan touches
Yeah.
Jane's hand for the first time, the close-up reaction he animated was of his own life experience.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
seeing
that
his
too.
newly born daughter for the first time.
Yeah.
It's taking your life experience, however happy, sad, or silly, and using that as your core reference.
Yeah.
While shooting reference, I was inspired by my own life experience of losing one of my best friends to war, Marine Private First Class Vinny Frassetto.
Oh yeah, I remember you
I
mentioned
planned
him.
on joining the Marines with him after high school, but my mother would push me to follow my goal to become an artist. Minor goes on to describe how Vinny was his hero in many ways, how he inspired him, and how these shots will always be special to him because of that connection. To have had your personal experiences live on through storytelling, having it strike a chord with so many people, it must be a feeling unlike anything else. This human element is what makes art worthwhile in the first place. It's something that will permeate through generations for years to come.
Oh yeah, that.
As scary as being an artist in the world is nowadays, for whatever reason that may be, please take comfort in knowing that art made by humans, art made with love, will always prevail. And I can promise you, no matter what happens, we will continue to live through it.
I don't know who needed to hear that. I think it was just me.
As the shattered Mentos cascade around him, Ralph knows his work here is done. Embracing Vanellope's metal, he's finally at peace. And boom! Vanellope comes out of the blue and saves him! Now, I don't personally believe that this undermines the emotional impact of Ralph's sacrifice, because we got to see him accept what was going to happen to him regardless, nicely concluding his character arc. And although it's a little abrupt, we are given some in-movie explanations as to how this is possible. Earlier in Vanellope's own face-off with Turbo, side note, wow, he's really going after everyone, isn't he? She finally understood how to control her glitch, which also involved her processing time much slower. So that detail alone makes this ultra-fast rescue mission a lot more plausible. The random cart she used also wasn't out of nowhere. During the evacuation, it's shown to be left behind at the entrance by, who is that? So I was gonna make a joke about how nobody cares who this is, but I actually really like her design, so say hello to the new best character, Cremulina di Carmelo. With that, Vanellope rescues Ralph in the nick of time, using her unpatched clipping capabilities, escaping Diacola Mountain as it erupts in all its carbonated glory. Now entranced by the molten glow, every Cybug is hopelessly drawn to its fiery demise, helpless to resist their hard-coded programming. And I think we all know whose turn it is next. As far as Disney villain deaths go, they all more or less followed the same ironically gruesome formula. Scar was devoured alive in flames by his own army. Clayton was so consumed by fury that he hadn't realized his own fatal shortcomings. And Judge Claude Frollo fell into the very hellfire he had sworn to resist. Turbo was no different. He was met with two facets of his shattered mind, the side of greed, the one that ultimately drove his actions, and his original self, the one that resisted to no avail. His mind and body betrayed him. He begged for it to stop, but it was far too late. He flew too close to the sun, and now he is no longer himself.
This reminder is brought to you by Injectable Cabenuva, Cabotegravir, Rilpivirine.
You're the friend who always has something to say.
Wait, guys.
You've always got a conversation starter.
So, what would it be like if...
And a new story to tell.
Okay.
Hey, that was in the thumbnail.
It's hard to say when Turbo reached the point of no return. Perhaps it was the moment he decided to steal a little girl's life for his own selfish desires, or when he tampered with the very fabric of his existence. It could have been that fated day many years ago, the moment jealousy overtook him, or maybe Maybe it was the second he got a taste of the spotlight. This hypnotizing urge for the light was already hard-coded into him, even before he transformed into what he is now. And it is this urge that has led to his demise time and time again. Now he inhabits a twisted embodiment of his selfish acts, assimilated into a mind and body with equal desire for greed and destruction as he did. Because playing God did not come without consequence.
Nice.
May his soul rest easy in hell. Now, I could get into end of movie nuance here, but by this point, I'm completely dead. So here's a fun little summary instead. The finish line is repaired, and Vanellope finally crosses it, resetting the game to its former glory and restoring her place as rightful ruler of Sugar Rush. She then organizes a public execution for all of her bullies, which she unfortunately doesn't go through with. But of course, this royal appearance isn't exactly her style. Instead, Vanellope embraces who she really is, glitch and all, and not the flawless princess her code says she should be. And since the arcade is about to open, she and Ralph have a heartfelt goodbye, which is soon accompanied by a stinky goodbye. After saving
But they liked it.
Sugar Rush, even though both of those were technically Ralph's fault, he still wanted to do more good in the world, so next he single-handedly ends the housing crisis, except it wasn't single-handedly, he got a lot of help from Felix. Although Felix could have instantly built living spaces for the past 30 years he's existed here, so better late than never, I suppose. Disclaimer. Oh, I almost forgot the best part. Felix and Calhoun get married! Yeah! And everyone is invited. Even Skrillex is here. For some reason. But yeah, no one gets eaten this time, and I call that a successful wedding. And
good thing they got guns this time.
Finally learns what it's like to receive the love she deserves. And now that the Nicelanders treat Ralph with respect, he's gotten everything he ever needed as well. Something he never could have achieved without her.
If that little kid likes me,
No.
how bad can I be?
Aww.
Oh my god, we made it!
Yep.
Everyone embrace. We've done it.
I got like
I just
6
add that all
videos that I
music
had to
featured in
like
this video has been compiled into a giant playlist, which can be found in the description.
or complete
Okay,
it.
moving on. The whole point of this needlessly long essay was to spread some positivity and appreciation about one of my favorite movies of all time, with one of the best Disney villains in recent years, and maybe also spark some new discussion as well. So if there's anything that stuck with you, or you have any hot takes, feel free to comment those below, and I would be more than happy to discuss things. And knowing how nice so many people have been during the long development of this video, I'm probably gonna cry while reading them too. Now, I don't want to get too sappy, but slowly watching this vague idea I had one night after studying form into a 2-hour-long video. The original plan was 35 minutes, by the way. And chipping away at that vision nearly every
Yeah, see,
day.
this is why I don't usually do stuff like that. See this? See this? Ain't no way I could do all this freaking work just for me to. I'm sorry, I just can't do that because this be too much work going on.
Day for 9 months has been one of the most fulfilling creative experiences of my
Which
entire
honestly
life.
crazy.
That's not because it
That
was
she has not
easy.
been-
There's been a lot of
She gotta be
anxiety
tired.
surrounding this video, but I've gotten better with it. I'll leave it at that. But enough about me, because I didn't make this movie to be as amazing as it is. That credit is due all to the incredible, talented, and passionate artists that came together way back in 2010, or perhaps even earlier, to create this film in the first place. Seriously, I only skimmed the surface. These people deserve an entire video dedicated to them on their own. But with all that said and done, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I loved making it. Although, there are still quite a few people I have yet to thank.
Oh, there he is. Alright. that's the end of this video. You want me to come back when this computer is get done? Let me know in the comments below and leave a like. And hope we see y'all in the next one.